What's up, wrestling fans? Welcome back to the 716 Sports Entertainment Podcast, episode number 26. And we're going to break down Friday Night SmackDown from Friday the 13th, June the 13th. And we've got a lot to talk about today, from the shocking attacks on John Cena to the King and Queen of the Ring tournament, some upsets, and a lot of interesting stuff that happened on this episode. So, as always, we're going to break it all down for you, every segment, every match. And with that, welcome to the podcast. My name is Mike with the 716 Sports Entertainment, joined by Mr. Sean O'Neill and Mr. T. Reese. And guys, let's break it down. So we had the opening segment where John Felix Anthony Cena came to the ring and laid the groundwork for his calculated plan over the last 25 years. Cut a solid promo listing himself as, the greatest wrestler on the Mount Rushmore 4 times, and also listed himself as one of the greatest rappers of all time. Cena was obviously then interrupted by Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and LA Knight, who each kind of cut a promo on the 17-time champ, explaining why they were going to dethrone him, and talked about the King and Queen of the King of the Ring tournament and how that was going to kind of be their stage. And then Cena obviously was like, to hell with all you guys, kind of made his way back up the ramp, to which he was immediately blasted in the back by Ron Killings, R-Truth. And that was kind of how we opened the show. So what did you guys think of the opening, and kind of how we kicked off the next towards the next pay-per-view of the Night of Champions?
I mentioned it to UT, but I really felt like LA Knight felt incredibly out of place in that segment. Especially with both like Orton and Cody basically bringing their reasons why they had Cena beat in the past and how they're the ones who should be the ones to do it. I mean, what has LA Knight ever done besides have a tag match with Cena? Like, I feel like he really didn't belong there. I get it, and especially now though that it feels like his push is not quite the degree that it was. But I'm all for Ron Killings ambushing Cena every chance he gets. I think that's hysterical.
Oh, we lost Reese.
You there, T?
Yeah, I'm here. I had some little technical difficulties. I thought it was all right. I haven't seen Cena on SmackDown for this many segments in a while. I mean, he was on there almost full time for this show. It was all right. I mean, the LA Knight thing, I knew they were just trying to showcase, whoever they were going to have, in that match. And it's the reason why he came out. But it's, it's what it is, man. I mean, the John Cena thing, I'm already kind of out on right now, because I don't really think there's any direction with it. But we'll see what happens. It was fine. It was a fine opening.
I like them keeping a universe around this title, but at the same time, none of this really seemed to matter, right? Like, we obviously had the situation where later on in the show, he did come back out to the ring trying to get Truth out there. And then CM Punk, obviously did eventually make his appearance there. But like, I just felt like this kind of served two things. One, keeping you like obviously aware that it's going to be Cody, right, to be the one to beat him. But also at the same time, like, I think it kind of a little bit diminished the Punk feud, because it was just kind of like you got all these other guys waiting in the wings, right? Like we all know it's probably going to be Cody, but like by doing what they did there, I think they kind of did a little bit of a disservice to, the other guys who were kind of vying for that title. They sort of cleaned it up a little bit later on in the show, where we might as well just talk about all the Cena segments now. A little bit later on in the show, obviously, Cena was going ballistic with Nick Aldis, asking for R-Truth, and, kind of wanting to like get him out to the ring. And Cena made a point later on in the show that he was going to go out to the ring and just sort of wait for him. And then that's when CM Punk came out, and, they had their verbal exchange back and forth, which I definitely think helped a lot. We can kind of talk about their exchange, but Punk and Cody also had an interaction as well, where they were like, we can't keep doing this thing forever. We're going to eventually have to run into each other. So I think that those things helped, but, the initial opening segment was definitely a bit too sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed this.
I agree with it. I agree. I don't think it really did much justice for any of the storylines, because, like I said, It's not that I don't like John Cena. It's just the fact that I don't see any direction with it. It's almost like they're just doing it, and it doesn't really feel authentic. It's gotten to that point for me. It's like John Cena's like he's really acting this out. It's just not authentic at all to me. So again, we'll see where it goes. I mean, there's numerous ways they can go with stripping the title off him. I'm even hearing rumors that they may even let R-Truth be the one to beat him and take the belt. That's what I've been reading online. So I don't know. Let's see what happens. I don't know what they're doing with John Cena.
The problem is it really feels like there's only one direction that this is going, and it is with Cody at the end of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe. I don't know. I mean,
that's what it feels like.
Well, I mean, with the way WWE, I mean, where does R-Truth fall into this now? Too, I can see why the rumors are coming.
Well, they're gonna have a match next week.
And yeah,
he's not going to disappear. He just signed a new contract, so he's
I know, but like he's not going to beat him on a TV episode of SmackDown. You know,
I'm not going to say it's on TV, but I mean, there's rumors that they're maybe thinking about pushing R-Truth because of.
Do we know how long of a contract he signed?
I think it was a couple of years.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I could see them giving it to Truth as a reward for being as popular as he is.
No.
But what I don't, and what are the reasons they give R-Truth? Why else are they giving the
R-Truth is going to be involved in Cena losing the title or Cena turning back to a face, but R-Truth is not going to win the title.
He was just saying that's the rumors he's been hearing. That was the point I was making.
Absolutely.
I don't see it because I don't see them a reason for them to give it to him other than as a reward of some sort. And I don't think there's a point to that.
Hey, you never know. Maybe John Cena wants R-Truth to take it off of him because he's never had a belt in the WWE.
Yes, he has.
No, he hasn't held a championship.
He hasn't held the main title.
He's had the 24/7 belt, speed, whatever the other crap belts.
No, he's held the tag titles before. I think he's held the IC title before.
That was the US title, I think.
US title.
He also held the hardcore title for 2 days.
Well, I'm talking about the real belts. He's never had one of those. So
the US title is the highest one. The US and the tag were the most important ones he's held.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean,
not everybody can hold the big title.
Goodness, Sean. I mean, can I get 2 words in? Are we good, Dad? All I'm saying is he's never held on to a belt, a major title belt, like a heavyweight belt or the WWE Championship. He's never held those belts. And for John Cena, him and R-Truth are real good friends outside of wrestling. I wouldn't be surprised with everything that's going on. And this is why this is now coming up now that maybe they do like some weird thing where they have R-Truth take the belt off of him. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I can say that I can't not believe WWE would do it because WWE's been doing all kinds of weird stuff lately. So we'll see what happens.
I think it's stupid.
Did you think Jey Uso was going to win the title?
After he won the Royal Rumble? Yeah.
Nobody had him beating Gunther. Nobody.
I did, absolutely. After he won the Royal Rumble, I knew he was going to win the title. 1,000%.
I didn't know. To give a run to Jey Uso after the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. No, if you asked me before the Royal Rumble if Jey Uso was ever going to be a world champion, I would have said maybe, but probably not. But after they gave him the Rumble win, 1,000% he was going to beat Gunther.
No,
absolutely.
I don't think there's very many people that expect him to lose to Gunther for the belt. I think it's be a high percent of people expect Gunther to win that. If you were betting on that match, most money would have went on Gunther.
Oh, I disagree.
You wouldn't expect
Jey Uso. Pretty sure wasn't Jey the odds-on betting favorite to win?
I don't know. All I'm saying is though, for this title to go from Roman Reigns to Cody Rhodes to John Cena to R-Truth
makes sense. It's a pattern
would be friggin' embarrassing for WWE. It would be embarrassing.
I don't think
Your
they
your argument that he's never held the title doesn't really hold weight either. You know who else never held the title? One of the most popular people in the history of wrestling in the Million Dollar Man, and he never held the title. So just because he's never held it, I don't know that they're going to reward him with it.
I'm not making an argument. I'm just saying what's the rumors out there. I'm not saying he should get the belt. All I'm saying is that's floating out there right now that they may let R-Truth take it off.
I don't know. I still think he's going to be involved in it somehow, but like it's I think all roads are pointing to Cody Rhodes, no pun intended. But it's what is unfortunate about it though. Why I wish they didn't do this opening segment and instead just have it be Cena and Punk again, because it now seems kind of like a foregone conclusion that Punk is going to lose.
Yeah.
And I don't like that because like we've said this before on our podcast, the only other believable person to beat John Cena besides Cody Rhodes was CM Punk. Right? And now you doing it at a Saudi show, probably not going to happen, right? And then also B, you did this thing with Cody. Now it's just like, well, we know Cody's like waiting in the wings, right? Like, so it just seems like the storylines are lined up for it to be Cody to do it at SummerSlam. Cody's going to win this King of the Ring thing, and then he'll do it at SummerSlam, and then maybe next year we get CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes, and then that's when CM Punk wins the title. I really do believe, am of the mind CM Punk is going to win a title at some point. I kind of feel like he has to, but yeah, I don't know.
What if Cody doesn't win King of the Ring? Then that works.
I mean,
So if Sammy wins King of the Ring,
he goes
cashes
after
in
Gunther.
or beats Gunther, Seth cashes in on Sammy because that would be totally the Seth thing to do. Your program with Cena and Punk can still go on.
It's possible.
Perhaps.
Just sort of fantasy booking a way around the one direction this seems to be going in.
Yeah, but that's my point with the storyline with John Cena. I understand. I agree with the whole universe needs to be made around that belt, but I don't know what the direction is with John Cena. Like I said, every week is just a different person in the ring with, or every month is a different person, or every couple of weeks a different person confronting him doing the same speech over and over again. And it's just, I mean, right now this is just about him and CM Punk who can get the best lines in about each other. That's all they're doing right now. So it's not even, like I said, it's not authentic. It's just kind of thrown out there at us, and we're supposed to just watch it.
Was part of the time just them filling time until Cody came back, though?
No, I think this was a plan. I mean, it didn't make any sense. You didn't need Cody there to do it. Just because Cody was there, didn't mean you had to do all this.
I just meant Cody because Cody took that time off after Mania, so they needed to fill that time while Cody was away.
They did with Randy Orton.
Yep. That's my point, though. So that's why they're filling it with these random things.
Yeah, I mean, him and Orton were only a couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden they were in a match. Like I said,
no, I think you're right, Reese. I think that they had a plan with Cena. They knew exactly who his opponents were going to be. Like they very clearly had it laid out. I mean, the R-Truth thing might have been a little bit of a wrench in it, but I mean, it was very clearly going to be Orton. It was very clearly going to be CM Punk. And obviously there might be one more person in there, and then it's going to go back to Cody. Like that's the story that they're trying to tell with this. And they're kind of, frankly, they're running out of time, right? Like you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 more PLEs left this year, 5 or 6 more PLEs left this year. You've got the Saudi show, Saturday night's main event, the Clash in Paris, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, the Australia show, and that's it.
What's the October show?
The Australia show.
That's when Australia is. So that's 6 PLE equivalents. I mean, I think isn't there at least one more Saturday night main event as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I said that. That's the
no,
July.
I meant beyond this one. Isn't there one later in the year as well?
I think the July one is the last one for this year.
I haven't heard anything outside of the July one. I
I mean,
mean,
they might do one in December, but because right now there's nothing on the calendar for December, so they might do one then. But
Then that leaves 6 PLEs as of right now.
and he can't be a heel for all of them, right? And
right.
he's not gonna lose the belt at he's not gonna lose the belt at Survivor Series. Like that doesn't make sense. You know, he won't be the champion by the time Survivor Series gets here. By the time Thanksgiving gets here, there's no way he's still the champion. Anyway, we've gone on with this a bit way too long. Do you guys have any other thoughts?
No.
I'm good.
The opening contest was a banger, in my opinion. LA Knight, Randy Orton, Aleister Black, and Carmelo Hayes. I'll let you guys talk about the match, but one thing I wanted to just kind of get off my chest, in the words of CM Punk. He loves to say that. Um, I really don't like that the crowd is not really behind Aleister Black
Yeah.
at all. And
He's a little bit.
like he's so good. He was the best part of this match.
Well, that's a booking issue because again, the way they're packaging, you brought him back for nothing. He's almost like a jobber now. It's like he's not even winning matches. They just got him included in all these different types of matches, and they're not doing nothing with them. This is what happens when you bring somebody back who's been gone a while and you haven't presented them for anything. I don't know. He doesn't even have even a storyline going to anybody right now. He's been back for over a month now, and he's just kind of there.
The problem is that they keep booking him in these multi-man matches that you know he's not going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're matches that only have one winner, and based on who's in them, you know that he's not advancing. For a guy who you just brought back, but I agree with you, T. I mean, he had his winning streak against Carmelo, and his like at the very beginning there. But then to keep putting him in matches where, yeah, he may not take the fall, but it's still a loss, and it derails any sort of momentum that he has going for him.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought they had a grain of a story there starting between him and LA Knight with their little thing they had where they were going back and forth about how LA Knight took advantage of him during the ladder match or the qualifier for the Money in the Bank. Like I felt like they could have had a story going off of that, but now where do they go with him? Like
Yeah, LA Knight is very clearly involved with the bloodline now, based on how this finish of this match went.
or
LA Knight, yeah, LA Knight cost was it Braun Breaker the match on Monday Night Raw, and then Breaker and Bronson came out towards the end of this match to just completely decimate LA Knight from winning, which allowed Randy Orton to RKO Carmelo Hayes on top of LA Knight, and then he pinned him for the win. So Randy Orton does advance, and Randy Orton will face Sami Zayn in the semifinals, which is really interesting. We'll talk about that when we get to the end of the episode, what the final four is going to look like. But yeah, certainly not a surprise that Randy Orton picked up the win here. I would have probably liked it to be somebody else like Aleister Black, but not a surprise that Randy Orton picked up the win here.
I will say I think Carmelo looked pretty good in this match. But I kind of wish they would do something more with him now that Miz is gone. The match itself, like you said, though, was an absolute banger, and would have been nice though. You could have used this to push some of those other guys. It didn't really need to be Orton.
I agree. This is a perfect spot to use some guys that haven't really been used all that often. Obviously, you do need Aleister Black in this match, but they could have pushed some other guys into this match. But again, it's Randy Orton. He's returned, so I mean, you're not going to let him lose, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I kind of find it kind of weird they put him in this particular match. I don't know. I don't. But I do. I mean, I'm not mad. I mean, any one of those four guys I'd have been fine with, to be honest with you. So, I mean, whether it's Randy or not, I'm fine with whoever won that one. There wasn't nobody in particular in that match I said that I would say needed to win that match.
So I'm gonna wait on my opinion for this one because I want to get through the rest of the show, but I'm going to explain at the end of the show why it had to be Randy Orton, and we'll get into that in a little bit. On the women's side, we had, before this next match started, we had Naomi come to the ring And Naomi kind of, talked about how she is now, Miss Money in the Bank and everybody needs to, kind of take notice. Then she called out Tiffany Stratton, who came to the ring and told her, go ahead, cash in right now. She was kind of trying to bait her a little bit into, cashing in. And Naomi was like, yeah, I'm not going to do it. She rolled out of the ring, and then the most awful thing in the world happened. Nia Jax again attacked Tiffany Stratton from behind, which very likely means we're going to get another match at the Evolution show in a couple of weeks between these two. But obviously, it led to Nia, Michin, Piper Niven, and Jade Cargill having their women's Queen of the Ring match as well. But first, let's talk about the Naomi, Tiffany Stratton, Nia Jax thing.
Am I losing my mind, or wasn't that after the Queen of the Ring match?
I was after it.
Okay.
Oh, was it after it? I'm sorry. I thought it
I
was
thought I
before.
was losing my mind for a second there.
My notes are not in order here.
Yeah.
Um, still in regards to that portion of it, I don't know that we'll necessarily get a Nia versus Tiffany. Especially if they play it off as it was just Nia being pissed about losing the match. And then she took it out on Tiffany being in the ring. Um, the match itself, Jade obviously we knew was going to win. Like, I don't think there was any question, especially with who else the other people in there. There really wasn't anybody really predictable out of the other three. They not gave Nia her chance. Piper should get her walking papers, and Michin looks good generally wherever she is. I think she looked really good in this match. She had that point where she basically ran a little wild on everyone, which is pretty cool. But Jade came in and did what Jade does, and will probably win this whole thing.
Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know if it's in her contract. She has to be pushed to be in, even if she's not involved in a title match, she has to be somewhere around the ring or somewhere involved, even if it's just even a side story that involves the title. I don't get it. I mean, you got Piper Niven in this match, you got Nia Jax, both of them are terrible wrestlers. I mean, of those two, you knew who two were going to win it. I mean, obviously it was going to be Jade for this one. Michin, again, she's a great wrestler. I like watching her in the ring. She's a mid to low card wrestler, so you already know she's not going to win that match. But I mean, this is a good way to put Jade over. I mean, you're putting her on the track now. You're probably going to push her to get a belt soon. She's going to probably, in my opinion, going to win this thing. And
Yep.
if I put it on anybody of the women's division who probably needs it right now, will be Jade. So I expect her to win this. But that it was an okay match. I mean, you had 2 out of 4 who weren't really good wrestlers.
Yeah, I completely with you there. Speaking of not matches that were okay, but the rest of it not so much. We had the entire SmackDown tag team division standing in a row, all determining what they were going to do about the Wyatt Sicks. And, this obviously kind of led to the Motor City Machine Guns sort of being the ones that were nominated to go to the ring and in turn have the match with the Wyatt Sicks, specifically Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis. All right, I gotta go on a bit of a rant here. The Wyatt Sicks, they have a really cool entrance, and I think that they're like a lot of fun to see them come out, and it's got to be really cool for the live crowd. But nobody gives a crap. You could hear a pin drop during this match. Like there was zero noise coming from the crowd during this match, and I'm sorry, the supernatural thing was cool like 20 years ago. It is not cool anymore. And I don't think they're very threatening. I don't think they're very interesting. I really don't. And if they're going to be the ones to take the tag titles off of the Street Profits, like, that's dumb. It should be Fraxium. This is not interesting to me at all. They're really I'm really done with the supernatural gimmick in wrestling. Like, this is not 1995 anymore. It's not interesting anymore. It's really not.
I think that Fraxium's going to be the only one of the tag teams to get a win over the Wyatt Six. Because I have a feeling they're going to run a gauntlet here of all the tag teams, and I think Fraxium's going to be the only one that beat them. Which, I mean, I enjoy Loomis and Gacy as a tag team. I think some of the moves they do are pretty cool, like the assisted power bomb drop down the dude is kind of fun. But you're right, like the days of the Undertaker and Kane are over. that's the problem with kayfabe dying. You lose that kind of thing. I don't know if it's just being old and crotchety, but it doesn't hit the same way that it used to.
Well, I think it more along the lines is the fact of the Wyatt Sicks has been around for what, about 3 years now? About three
No,
years? Two
No,
years?
no,
2 years?
no,
no, about 1 year.
about a year.
Oh no, it's longer than 1 year because they've been off TV for almost a year because almost
No,
all was hurt.
it was like 6 months.
No, they debuted at the end of I'll find out. They debuted at the end of a SmackDown like about a year ago. I'll get the exact date.
I think
It was in November, I
I thought
think.
it was like 2023 is when they first made their presence known. But don't forget now. I mean, I understand what you guys are saying with the fact of you don't like the whole supernatural thing. Supernatural thing's fine. It's just that hasn't been presented very well. And
Yeah,
you get a bunch of injuries for a bunch of people. They've been on TV, then they're gone for 6, 8, 9, 12 months. I mean, they're gone forever. And then you bring them back in to focus on the tag division. I mean, you got 6 wrestlers here, and you're focusing on the tag division for the whole group. That's the only thing I don't understand. If they were threatening to some other titles or some other character who's very who's over right now, I get it. The presentation would probably work if you actually used it, but they're not even using that either. They're just there. I mean, you're using a 6-man faction to wrestle for tag belts. I've never seen that before. I've never seen that.
I
And
know.
then again, there's no crowd pop because nothing's been sold to them to pop about. We already seen their interest when they first showed up. Now it's just repetitive, and you're not doing anything with it.
They debuted exactly 1 year ago, literally June 17th, 2024.
Mm. But
I
even
also
then, they haven't wrestled that much.
No.
I also don't get why when they're a 5-person group, why if one of them gets hurt, they all need to go away for 6 months. Like they
But
could
he
still
was,
be around doing stuff.
but he was hurt, right? He couldn't like literally. I think he had like a leg injury.
I
I think
thought
it
it was
was
Loomis that was hurt.
no, I thought it was Bo Dallas
It
that
was
was
Bo
hurt.
Dallas that was hurt. I think Loomis
I,
had an injury, but it wasn't Bo Dallas's reason why. And
okay,
he's the
I
face.
didn't realize Bo was hurt.
Yeah, he was the reason why they haven't been on. Well, there you because he's the catalyst for the group. This is why I
Right.
think they need to bring in uh, Bliss. You have to if you want to liven this group up. You're gonna have to put Bliss with her. If you're really serious about making them good on a run or getting them involved, Bliss has to be involved with them in order to make that team even considerable as getting a pop when they come out into the ring now. Because, I mean, I don't see anything any direction with them, and it just again, I still think it's a bad way of using this group.
I mean, I guess I don't know if I want to drag Alexa Bliss down by putting her in this group, to be completely
Yeah.
honest. I
Well,
think she's
treat her
way
like the belts. You know, you gave it to the man. You could do the same thing with putting her. You just turn that group automatically into a threat once you put her as the leader.
That's true.
Automatically.
I guess that's true. Um, we had Jacob Fatu come out to the ring to cut his first promo since his betrayal of Solo at the Money in the Bank. It was fine, nothing really special. Solo interrupted on the video board, making demands that he wants he wants Jacob to say that he loves him again, and they're going to be in the ring on next week's show to kind of hash things out. This was fine. It obviously is going to lead to more stuff between the two of them, but I think we'll get a match here probably at the Saudi show between these two guys.
Yeah, it's no doubt setting up just something else further in the bloodline. I mean, possibly the debut of Hikuleo, however that was pronounced, and Fatu getting the Usos probably to back him up.
Yeah, I would think so.
So when Hikuleo had his I think he had a match before the show.
Yeah.
Are they keeping his name or they're going to change it?
I mean, as of right now, he debuted with his name, but so did Jeff Cobb, and then they changed him into the law firm of JC Mateo. So,
Yeah, but good. I mean, at least they're doing something fresh with the whole bloodline thing. So it's getting really, it's getting really repetitive with them. So hopefully when the Tongas come back, they're going to have their whole faction going on. I don't know what they're going to do with all of them. I mean, it's almost half the roster is now all related to The Rock. So I don't know what. I don't know what. I mean, this is insane. They keep bringing all these Samoans to be part of the WWE. I mean, I don't know. Because a lot of them can't cross each other. They're all family, so you can only do so many inter-family storylines until you dry that out. But yeah, let's see what they do with Solo. I mean, I'm be honest with you. I like the way Solo is right now with he's almost like a levity character. He's kind of like bringing a little comedy once in a while into the ring. So yeah, I'm wondering. I think Jacob's going to need a manager because his microphone skills are very lackluster.
I agree. I agree.
He's going to need somebody to speak for him, which I don't know who they're going to bring in to do that. Because I mean, there's rumors that are hinting that Rikishi might be coming back as the wise man for Roman, is what the talk is right now. So
I don't know. Rikishi likes to talk a lot.
Hey, you never know. I mean, you got enough of the family members in here. You might as well will another one in. I mean, they're just making space for the entire island.
There were a couple points during that promo that I wasn't quite sure what Fatu was saying. So, like not to come across sounding terrible, but like the way he talks, it's just tough sometimes to understand what he's saying. At one point I thought he said yabba dabba doo. So,
but you're right. He hasn't done much with the microphone, and it hasn't really. I think just the emotion of him being with Solo is what's getting this over right now. But when he gets on to other wrestlers, he's got to be able to use the microphone. And if he can't, you got to find him a manager. If you don't find him a manager, he's going to fall off really quick.
Yeah, I agree. The other women's first round match saw Alexa Bliss pin Candice LeRae. It's kind of a creative finish, the way Alexa kind of got the sister Abigail in, while Charlotte also had the figure four locked on Alpha Fire there. So I kind of like that, and we're obviously leading to a program between Alexa and Charlotte at some point in time here because of the way they keep kind of like staring at one another and keep kind of getting in each other's ways. And Alexa kind of keeps getting one over on Charlotte almost every single time, which I'm fine with that. As long as we're keeping Charlotte completely out of the title picture. 100% okay with that, having her have undercard feuds. So yeah, this is good. And I think it's a good thing for Alexa as well to kind of, build Alexa up if you're eventually going to put her back into the title picture.
Who won the women's one on Monday?
What, the women's, Queen of the Ring?
Yeah, the women's Queen of the Ring.
Roxanne.
Yeah.
Roxanne. So who's Roxanne going to be facing? Is she going to be facing Alexa or Jade?
Jade.
So Alexa will get the other person.
Mm-hmm.
I would have much preferred Alexa and Roxanne, but I'm glad that they gave it to Alexa. Like you said, anything that keeps Charlotte out of the title picture is a win for all of wrestling. And Alexa is, honestly, I greatly enjoyed when she was champion, so I wouldn't mind if she found her way back to being that. I'm still convinced her and Charlotte are going to end up forming a tag team and winning the tag titles.
That's possible. I guess I can't argue that one. This was an okay match. I mean, again, like you said, Mike, I can't say it anymore. Enough Charlotte. As long as she's not near the titles, put her in these little mid card or these tournaments and let her lose in the finals or something. I don't care, but enough Charlotte right now. Alba is just there again. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I think they're lining this up to be Jade versus Bliss.
That would be interesting.
I think they're lining it up because you're not going to let. And I think no, actually, I take it back. I think whoever wins in the next one, who's Jade's going to fight, because I don't think you let Jade beat Bliss. I don't think you give Bliss the loss against her this right now. She just returned. Jade's still getting her feet wet still. So I'm interested in who's going to win this next women's match. Who's the next four?
Asuka's one of them.
Asuka, Stephanie McCourt, Ivy Nile, and somebody else who's not going to win. It's going to be Asuka or Stephanie McCourt who win that last one.
I'm going to lean more towards Asuka, maybe, just because she can take the pin from Jade, because I still think they're going to give Jade this win. They're going to give her the crown. So I think Asuka out of those ladies would be the one you let take the pin.
Raquel Rodriguez.
Oh, maybe Raquel. Yeah, maybe Raquel takes the fall.
I don't see Raquel advancing out of that match. They're going to put it on either Stephanie with how much they're pushing her, or a returning Asuka. And if they really want to build Asuka up, this is the point you do it. You have her win and make it all the way to Jade.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, Asuka could be the one to take the pin from Jade because I just don't see them. They haven't really allowed Asuka to focus on any belt anyway lately, and even though she's been out for some time, I just think that it's going to be Jade and Asuka in the final.
So then obviously we had the main event, Damian Priest, Shinsuke Nakamura, Andrade, and Cody Rhodes. And unless there was oh, by the way, I neglected to mention that Zelina Vega is going to confront Julia next week as well.
Good.
Is
Yeah, good.
Julia?
No, Zelina Vega is going to confront Julia next week. And that's going to probably lead to a match at the Evolution show. But obviously then we had the main event as well. And, you know, sans interference, there was no way Cody Rhodes wasn't going to win this match.
Yep.
Oh, of course. I mean, who you going to pin him? Who in that match are you going to give it to other than him?
The only other feasible person might have been Priest.
No, but you want to keep the tournament interesting, and the only way to do that is to let Cody win.
Yeah,
right.
And that's what I want to get into now because I was kind of saving this for the end. So the bracket is Sami Zayn versus Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes versus either Sheamus, no, Rusev, no, Bronson Reed, no.
Gotta be the mystery person.
No, it's Jey Uso.
Oh, that's who they announced it already?
Yep.
Oh,
so,
I hadn't heard that.
Tell me that Cody Rhodes versus Jey Uso is not super interesting, right? Mm-hmm. And then Sami Zayn versus Randy Orton is also not super interesting because look at the storylines that you could have here. You could potentially have Cody versus Randy in the finals. You could potentially have Jey versus Sami in the finals. You could potentially have Cody versus Sami in the finals. I think Jey versus Randy is probably the least likely outcome of the four. Mm-hmm. But Jey versus Sami is juicy, and Cody versus Randy is really, really juicy as well.
I think it's going to be Jey versus Sami in the finals. And Sami's going to win.
Something has to happen to cost Cody beating Jey.
Or returning Drew McIntyre.
Like there's zero.
Oh yeah.
Cody is not going to lose anymore unless there's interference.
Jey, yeah, I think you're right. I think McIntyre might be the guy. I think he comes back for that final maybe and costs Cody the belt.
No, I think he costs Cody in the or in this semifinal or whatever the hell it is. Him versus Jey.
Cody makes it to the final. I think that I like the McIntyre idea of him interfering and costing Cody to lose it though.
Yeah, because you want Cody on the Saudi show.
Mm-hmm.
Because Cody doesn't win. If Cody doesn't win, he's not on the Saudi show.
Unless
Drew costs him the semifinal and then they just declare a match for the Saudi show. They could do that.
That's my thought.
They could.
That seems a little rushed.
But I don't understand how you not have Cody get to the final in this tournament to keep it relevant.
Yeah.
Because Sami and Jey is pretty damn relevant.
Yeah, but I think you do more with Cody in that match than you would with them two just going against each other. I mean, there are emotional attachments to that, but I just think Cody's too hot right now to not have him in that, at least involved in that final match, and to just get, and then to lose it in that one. That'd be the best spot to do it because you wouldn't expect it.
I love the idea of Cody versus Randy Orton, although I want a proper feud for that later on, but boy, oh boy, would that be fun.
Yeah.
I really have the feeling that Sami is going to win this whole thing.
Yeah, he could.
I think storyline wise, it makes the most sense for him to win.
Mm.
Him or
to predict it in a couple of weeks.
Him or Cody, but no, Sami won't win though, because Sami doesn't go to Saudi Arabia.
Yes, he does.
He went last year for the first time.
No, he's been a couple.
Sami used to hold out.
Yeah, he's right. He's right, Mike.
No.
Look it up. I'm curious.
Sami has been to Saudi Arabia like 3 times now. He used to hold out. He had a tag team match with Kevin Owens where they beat Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns when Roman Reigns was still the champion. So that was at least 2 years ago. And then he had another match there last year as well. Sami
He was
Zayn's
there
been there
too.
2 or 3 times.
Okay. I thought he'd only been there once. So I guess Sammy could still win.
Yeah, because he came out in full traditional wear the last 2 times. He addressed the crowd in Arabic.
That's the one time that I had remembered him doing it. I didn't remember him having been that. I didn't remember the tag match.
He's only done it twice, according to what it says on the internet. 2014 and 2023.
Yeah, 2014. That was 11 years ago.
Right.
Jeez.
So he hasn't done it that much. 2023 was the last time he was there. Prior to that was 2014.
So he didn't do anything last year.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago when Roman was still the champion. That's when him and Roman had that match.
Mm-hmm.
This is right after him and Kevin Owens won the titles. That was for the tag titles.
Yeah, so he hasn't gone that much, and there's been a big gap between the times he's gone.
Because normally he protests it, but I don't know.
In almost 10 years, that was the first time Cody's been. It was in 2023.
I mean, the finals for the King of the Ring might be incentive enough for him to get over his protesting.
Oh, he's not mad at like the Saudi government anymore. So that's
Don't they
why
always hate each other over there anyway?
That's why he wasn't.
Probably had to sit down with some official or something like that, iron it out.
Because he's what, Syrian or Lebanese or something?
Syrian. They probably gave. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised they gave him a few extra dollars just to come. They probably was part of the deal.
I mean, hell, look at them getting Punk to go.
Yeah. I that's the one thing I say about Cena's opening. I didn't mention. I did love the fact that he's calling out his hypocrisy. That's the whole called it out. Yeah, because we all know CM Punk, he's got his morals until the dollars start showing up.
How it goes.
And everything changes.
Yeah. So overall, that was Friday Night SmackDown, guys. What's your overall rating for the show and any final thoughts?
Go ahead, T.
Well, first, let me just say that I am waiting for Mr. Iguana's push to start, which should be happening soon because I'm very interested in what their plan is with this. Also, I heard that Dan, what's his name from AEW?
Danhausen?
Yeah, his contract's up.
I heard that he might be on the list for WWE.
God, another joke character.
He really is the definition of joke character.
Well, he can wrestle. It's just AEW never uses him to wrestle.
I mean, he can kind of wrestle. So
I've seen some matches. He can move around the ring. He just isn't allowed to be a wrestler. He's a comedy guy.
I'm not interested in that at all.
Hey, listen, I'm with you. I can care less about character wrestlers anymore. But it'd be kind of funny to see him walking around WWE backstage, though. You have to admit.
How about a Mr. Iguana Danhausen feud?
Hey, maybe they're a tag team.
All right,
I can get behind that one.
I'm cutting this podcast. We're done.
I give it a 3 out of 5 for this show.
Yeah, I probably give it a 3 out of 5. There was nothing, jarring about it or anything to talk about. I think next week's going to be more. It's going to be a lot going on next week, I believe.
Yeah, when we get to the finals of both of those things, or the semis of those things, will be good.
This Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns thing's not going away.
Well, what are they saying now?
They're saying Brock's one of his people.
I wouldn't be surprised. Well, I mean, Raw is going to have. I think it's going to be after King and Queen of the Ring because Goldberg's showing up next week is the rumor. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, guys, that was our SmackDown review. Thank you guys so much for joining us. As always, smash that like and subscribe button. We really appreciate it. And with that, have yourselves a great evening and take care.